What's going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and coming at you with another top favorite decks video for March. I didn't do one in February, mainly because I forgot to, but I've got sort of like a new pool of decks that I wanted to sort of showcase for this month. Decks that I'm really looking forward to either play in the coming future, or because of things that are coming out on the horizon, the very, very near future. Last time I did like top 5. I don't really want to put them in order this time because I think it's really obvious which one will be number 1. Obviously Mermail, and of course Mermail has made the list again for this month. You guys saw the latest deck profile. If you haven't, you should check it out already. It's a Mermail build that doesn't have any of that Orcas or danger stuff in it, just because I didn't want to play it in there, and I felt like if you're gonna play those cards, like, why not just play it in regular danger Orcas or with the Panamite stuff? Why even bother putting in a Mermail? The danger deck is just going to do it much better than the Mermail deck is. That's just how I view it. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get started with the video. And as always, guys, don't forget to join the Discord if you haven't already. Also, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. And check out Imperium Duelist as well down in the description below. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so one of the first decks I want to talk about for the month of March is Burning Abyss. Now, I know you guys probably have heard the news. I think it came out quite a while ago, but we are getting Cherubini in Dark Neostorm, which is the next set, the next main booster set, and apparently the last booster set for the 2018-2019 dueling season. Dark Neostorm, May 5th, I believe it comes out, and Cherubini, or a Burning Abyss Link monster, Cherubini, has been confirmed for that set. So I've been playing the deck as much as I possibly can. Post Dark Neostorm, you guys have seen some deck profiles and some duels already, and I've been testing it a bunch on my stream. One reason why you should be following me on Twitch if you haven't already, because I've been testing that deck like crazy. And a lot of people I've heard say that Cherubini doesn't really help BA's cause as far as link summoning goes, especially when you look at the way Burning Abyss is played at the moment. Mainly just underclocked Beatrice is your only really good first turn play. And the fact that Cherubini doesn't really let you help like link spam like the deck has been trying to do in the past with like the Strudo and Mare and all that stuff, and the dangers and all that stuff. But one thing I really like about Cherubini and Burning Abyss going forward is the fact that playing Cherubini allows you to play the deck like it was able to be played originally back when the deck first came out. You could end on boards of double or even triple Dante here in Link format, which is something that is almost like unheard of. It's nearly impossible for the deck to even think about pulling off at the moment. The simple fact that there is no BA Link monster at this current moment, it's really hard to set up really big fields with Burning Abyss monsters, because any other Link monster you might have to be able to try and make multiple Dantes with Burning Abyss monsters underneath them, your plan would just be stopped short, because your BA monsters would die as soon as they hit the field unless you had a Phoenix Rhino Warrior, or you summon one off Libic, which really isn't always the hardest, the easiest thing to do, I should say. And I just really love the play style that BA has sort of gone back to, or will go back to, in my personal opinion. I feel like a lot of people might not like it, and they might not like Cherubini as a whole for what it does for the deck, but I think it does a lot for the deck. It's a really easy link to go into that protects your Burning Abyss monsters, or really any monster that it points to from card destruction. And it also allows you to Foolish Burial any level 3 monster from your deck to the grave, and that is sent as cost, so you can't get ashed. The only other thing about it is that it boosts its attack, or any Burning Abyss monster on your field, basically equal to the attack of the level 3 monster that you sent. So it opens up a ton of combos. It makes a bunch of cards viable, like Fire Lake and the Psychic package and Gallus and things of that nature. Just to help promote this, not so much of a link spam deck, but to help promote a more Burning Abyss style playstyle. Being able to go into multiple rank 3s, and then possible synchro plays with the Psychic Wielder and things of that nature. And then we also have the ability to play the Rock Engine in there, which I actually really like, since we're already being forced to play cards like Mathematician and Gallus. Being able to play Block Dragon in there is really, really cool as well, because it can help clear multiples in your graveyard for Hydrolander. And playing cards like Barbar to help clear out your multiple Burning Abyss monsters to also make Hydrolander live. That's one reason why I think Hydrolander can still be viable in Burning Abyss going forward. People just need to look a little harder for it. Yes, I know Snow is gone, and some people think that BA cannot be played past that. I highly disagree. I think the deck has a very bright future with Burning Abyss. With Cherubini, I should say, and I'm definitely really looking forward to playing it, and I already know that I'm going to enjoy playing it because I've been playing it already this way for maybe a month or so, and just getting to learn the deck post Cherubini, and I've been having tons and tons of fun with it. So it's definitely one of my top favorite decks to play this month, and definitely will be so going forward when we get Cherubini, and I cannot wait to take it to actual tournaments and stuff and play it outside of the online space. I think a lot of people might be underestimating it, but I'm certainly not. You guys should check it out for yourself as well. So I'm definitely putting Burning Abyss on the list for this month. So another one of my favorite decks to play this month, as you might have guessed, it is Atlantean Mermaid. Now I know there's been a lot of things going around lately regarding Mermaid with the Orcas stuff, the Danger stuff I've seen some people play, and the Phantom Knight stuff. Now me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. I honestly think if you're gonna play Orcas or Danger stuff or Phantom Knight stuff, it should be played in a Orcas deck, a like Danger oriented deck, a Dark Warrior deck, whatever you want to call it, or a Phantom Knight deck with Burning Abyss monsters or something along the lines of that. I just feel like it doesn't have a place in Mermaid. I mean, it clearly does, I guess, but if you're gonna play an Azathoth deck with Dangers and Orcas, why not just play Orcas at that point? I feel like that deck just does a much better job at doing it, and some of these builds don't even play Megalos or Teuses and things of that nature, which really doesn't make sense. And you're just using Prince to send Dragoons, add Dragoons, and Lapis Dragon, and then you're pitching your Dragoons off your Mermaid, and then you're searching, what, another Prince? It just really doesn't seem like it makes that much sense to me. But however, I've been playing the deck in a way that is completely removed from that play style, still playing your basic Mermaid and Atlantean ratios, and playing a Sekka engine in there as well with the Frog and Undyne engine, and some other teched in tuner monsters like Gen XL Birdman, Fishborg Launcher, the Lapis Dragon, obviously Diva being a staple tuner in the deck, and a bit of a different extra deck style as well. And I've been having tons and tons of fun playing with the deck that way, and it can go first, it can go second. I don't get why people don't think the deck can go first without this version. I think they're just completely overlooking VFD, they're overlooking Moulin Glacia, they're overlooking Totally Awesome and Dweller, and all these amazing cards that you can make when going first. They may not be the end-all be-all, but it's definitely something to be reckoned with. A VFD turn 1 with a Moulin and Toad is definitely a very strong board, and I think people are too quick to judge the deck without any of the Orcas and stuff in there, and just it can still play without it. I've been play testing the deck that way for months now, ever since people started even trying to play it in there in the first place, and it plays like Mermaid does. It's able to set up pretty solid going first boards, and of course going second has never been an issue with Mermaid. Just such a fun deck to play right now. It definitely doesn't need the Orcas stuff in there, and all the testing and stuff I've been doing on stream is definitely proof of that. So yeah, so Mermaid of course making the list. Now we'll go and move on to the next deck. Alright, so the next deck I wanted to talk about was Shaddoll Trains, or more so just Trains. And with the Infinity Chaser set coming out very, very soon, obviously you guys know we're getting the Infinitrack stuff, which works very, very well with the Train archetype. Now, one thing I'm hoping we possibly get in this set is the Doubleheader Anger Knuckle Link monster, because that card works so well with Trains. And right now it's got a bit of a linear playstyle, and the Shaddoll engine helps its purpose just a little bit to be able to get a level 10 monster on field, to be able to dump some of your machine monsters to the graveyard like Express Bullet Train or Ruffian Railcar. The deck has a very, very powerful punch when going second with things like Gustav Max and Juggernaut Lieb. But with the Infinitrack stuff, and mainly just the Rock Anchor and some of the Link monsters that we're getting in the new set, like the Link 1 Infinitrack, it's just going to make the deck so much more potent, especially if we get Doubleheader Anger Knuckle. The playstyle of Shaddoll Trains is going to change completely, to the point where I might not even actually play the Shaddoll stuff in there anymore, because I feel like you could just be playing better Infinitrack cards instead that help you do the same plays you would be doing otherwise. I mean, the simple fact that Rock Anchor, when it's normal or special summon, can just summon out an Earth Machine monster from your hand, it just screams, hey, play me in Trains, because it can go right into Clipboard Genius or Doubleheader Anger Knuckle, which is a fantastic Link monster for the deck, and I hope we get it soon. But with all the new Infinitrack Link monsters and Ixies monsters, I feel like there's going to be a really good hybrid of either Trains and Infinitracks, or more so Trains and less Infinitracks, or maybe just pure Infinitracks. Who knows, but I'm definitely going to be playing the two archetypes mixed together. And the deck just gets so much better with these cards in it. If you haven't seen the deck played with it in the past, I would highly recommend checking it out. I know Lithium 2300 did a video covering it a while back. I would recommend checking that video out actually, just so you can see what the deck's capable of moving forward with some of these Infinitrack cards, and mainly Rock Anchor, just because it's just really good. I know there's like 5 other Infinitrack monsters that you can run in the main deck. I really haven't looked into them too much to see how viable they will be. I know the level 2 one might actually not be too bad in here. Like I said, though, it's definitely going to make the deck a lot better. Having a lot of fun playing it right now, but it's definitely going to make it much better going forward. And that's why I have to put it on this list for this month. Okay, so the next deck I wanted to talk about for this month was Orcas. You guys know I've been doing a lot of stuff with Orcas lately, test hand videos and duel videos. This is one of those decks that I'm really glad and lucky to have picked up before it reaches its peak. I felt like going into this deck's sort of creation, I think when all the stuff came out in Soul Fusion, I think this deck went under the radar quite a bit. But now that we have, of course, the Phantom Knight stuff and all that other stuff that you can run in the deck with Azathoth and things of that nature, and all the new support that's coming out on the horizon, you know, getting Dingirsu, the rank 8 monster, and the searchable counter trap orchestrated climax, the hype grew very quickly for this deck, and it seems to have spread to a bunch of other decks simply because of Rusty Bardiche and the Phantom Knight stuff that has seemingly infected every other deck this meta, because everybody wants just to make Azathoth to win the game as quickly as possible. But I've been playing the deck without it because I feel as though coming up on this next ban list, we will see Rusty or the rank up spell or something that has to do with any of that stuff get hit on the ban list, and it will no longer be a viable strategy, which is why I've been playing the deck as for now without it, and it still has proven to be a very powerful deck. Being able to end on Longirsu Bomber or Custrion and Savage Dragon with set traps is just still proven to be a very powerful strategy. It doesn't lock out your opponent completely out of playing, but you can main deck certain choice cards that might as well do the same exact thing, like Goes in Match and Rivalry of the Warlord, since you normally make all machines to begin with anyways. But Goes in Match I feel like is just a little bit better because you're only going to be summoning dark monsters most of the time. But Orcas just always seems to be a deck that I just really enjoy playing. There's so many different ways to combo. I play a very small danger engine in there. I don't have enough money to get Nessies and Tsuchinokos at the moment. I don't really feel like shelling out like $300 for some dangerous boys, since I've already got Jackalopes, Mothmans, and Dogmans. They're not the most optimal dangers, but the fact that Dogman's a level 7, it kind of fits well with the deck since you do play a level 1 tuner, and that can get you right into Savage Dragon, which I heard is a pretty decent card. And the fact that recently, with getting Orcas Nightmare, we now have the ability to play Nightmare Mermaid in there, and I'm playing a couple monsters in the main deck that allow you to go into that card via just one normal summon. 2 of those cards being Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, which I'm maining 2 copies of right now, and also 2 copies of 4 Mud Skipper. I'm also testing out some choice cards like Reasoning, which has proven to be fantastic. I'm testing out 1 for 1. Still playing the Scrap Recycler and the Armageddon Knight and the Dark Grepher. Also playing Allure of Darkness, because Allure of Darkness actually has some pretty decent synergy with the deck. If you banish an Orcas monster off it, you can oftentimes just get it back off of your World 1 and just keep comboing that way with having drawn 2 cards already. I'm playing 1 Allure right now. I might bump it up to 2. I've been mixing up the ratios a little bit. And I'm also playing 2 copies of Solemn Strike in the main deck, and I kind of want to experiment going forward, especially when we get the counter trap and we get Dingirsu, playing a more trap heavy build and just sort of lock the deck down as a solid going first deck. And I think even without the Azathoth play, if that remains or it doesn't, the deck will still be a very, very, very strong deck. It seems very consistent. I've played it for quite a while now. Definitely very consistent. It's pretty resistant to hand traps, I would say, since if one play gets stopped, you usually have another backup. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it post-Dark Neostorm even more because of, obviously, the counter trap and the Xyz monster we are getting. So I had to put this deck on the list because I still really love playing it to this day, and will continue to do so even when we get the new support, and beyond that, I can see it being even more fun to play. The last deck I want to talk about here in this month of March is a deck that I've been having trouble finding inspiration with lately, trying to solve a problem the deck has had inherently for a while, and that is having to deal with going first, and that is Mech Knight Invoke. Now, recently, I've made some slight changes to the main deck, and I'm going to be uploading a profile pretty soon. Some of the experiments I've been doing on the deck is adjusting the ratio of Mech Knights to go to less copies, go to more copies, so I can only worry about seeing maybe Purple Nightfall turn 1, and you know, not have to see any of the other ones, especially Blue Sky. I think I had it down to the point where I was only playing 2 Purple Nightfall and then one of Indigo, Red, Yellow, and Blue. I think at one point I was just doing 2 Purple, 1 Indigo, 1 Red, 1 Blue, no Yellow, just to try to cut down on the number of Mech Knights, and really only want to see, you know, the Purple Nightfall going first, because you really just want that one column to get that search and maybe grab Blue Sky for next turn, because obviously Blue Sky is pretty useless when going first. He can't even resolve his own effect unless you're playing something like Summon Sources. And I did contemplate that for a little while, but it just didn't seem that worth it in the end. Going into Summon Sources turn 1 kind of would burn up a ton of your resources just for what, 1 Mech Knight search. It didn't really make much sense to me. But recently I've discovered a card called Time Maiden, which actually helps the deck go first quite a bit. You can just special summon it from your hand. It's a level 1 light. Make Link Karibo. There's your column, and you can also start, you know, your turn with some light fodder in your graveyard for invocation, so you don't have to banish Mech Knights you might need to use, like a Purple Nightfall. I've also experimented using cards like Unexpected Die and Mech Knight of Rom, because that can also help make columns turn 1 and put light targets in your graveyard as well. And it can also help you go into Morningstar turn 1 pretty easily as well too. Just, you know, opening up a Avram and Unexpected Die, you just Unexpected Die out an Avram, make Link Spider summons the Avram, make Morningstar, there you go, 2-card Morningstar, and then you're able to get your trap or one of your spells, and you're able to keep comboing from there on out. But I still love Invoke Mech Knight. I've been having a little more fun with it lately because of the Time Maiden tech and the Unexpected Die tech. I'm still not sure which of the two I like better. Right now it's looking like Time Maiden because it doesn't take up as many spots in the main deck. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about some of my favorite decks to play this month. What are your favorite decks? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know what your favorite decks are. And leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. As always, guys, we're going to signing out. We'll see you in the next one.